The Game Awards for 2024 just wrapped up last night, and like every single year, there is drama surrounding winners for specific categories. But this year, at least more than previous years, I think I and a lot of people were hobnocked across the dome 50 times with how some of these games ended up winning these categories. On top of this, there were some insane reveals, that I did not expect whatsoever. Some I'm extremely excited for, but others that there's so much damn drama already on the internet surrounding. But before we get into my take on the winners and some of the drama and the reveals that just happened, thank you guys so much for over 860 subscribers. I really appreciate the support. If you're new to the channel, you like gaming news, gaming reviews with action, adventure type of games, as well as RPGs, and you like this video, please like the video and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Now, let's get into the content. So starting off with the biggest point of drama here, Astro Bot won the game of the year. Astro Bot beat out some insanely big heavy hitters in Metaphor and Final Fantasy VII, Black Myth Wukong, Balatro, and Elden Ring Shadows of the Erdtree, which, granted, I don't even think this should have been on there. I didn't think DLC should be on these lists at all. However, that's a different video for a different day. Astro Bot beat out all of these games. And although I did play Astro Bot, I thought Astro Bot was a pretty damn good game. A borderline 9 out of 10 game. It was fun. It was very enjoyable for the time that I spent with it. But in my opinion, in no way was this as big of an achievement as some of these other games, like, for example, Metaphor ReFantazio, which in my opinion had a really great evolution on turn-based combat, had an amazing story with a very nuanced political view on what was going on in regards to the story in that game that I thought was done very, very well. I thought in general this game was groundbreaking in terms of the art style. It was groundbreaking in terms of the music and the sound design, and overall, I just thought this game, in my opinion, was better than Astro Bot. Now going into Black Myth Wukong, I might be a little bit biased here because this was my favorite game of the year. I absolutely love Souls games, so whether you say this is or not, I believe it definitely is with more action style combat, and on top of this, it also did win the player's choice. But this game came out from Game Science, their first AAA experience, to over 2 million players concurrently on Steam. This game was unapologetically itself. We have not seen another game, in my opinion, quite like Black Myth Wukong. It was almost a boss gauntlet at times, with also really great level design, really great depth in terms of building your character, and you had free respecs to go through the game and change it up depending on all the different bosses that you were fighting at a given time. The story, in my opinion, and the lore and how it explained the journey to the West was absolutely fantastic. Everybody I know who played this game absolutely loved this game, except for the big gaming journalists and gaming critics. The music was also great in this game. The way they explained the story in between the different acts, with the stop motion animations, with the straight up like anime explaining the story between the acts. The way they changed up that art style every time was so damn awesome. Even Balatro, a game that I didn't necessarily play a ton myself, was a game that I believe really ignited the discourse and discussions about why indie games are legitimately taking over gaming. Even games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This game had the best presentation of its characters, its narrative, its dialogue, its voice acting, etc. in a game that I've played in a very long time. It was absolutely beautiful. The music and sound design was incredible within this game, and I think it exceeded a lot of people's expectations going into that experience. And yes, like I mentioned, Astro Bot was a very good game. Astro Bot was a game that I enjoyed a lot playing through it. I just don't think personally, and this is in my personal opinion, I don't think that Astro Bot was exceptional or groundbreaking in the same ways that the other games on this list were. But Astro Bot didn't just win Game of the Year, it also pretty much swept the categories that it was up for, because it also won Best Studio and Game Direction over all of the same games that were just there in the Game Awards, and that blows my mind. I don't understand how Astro Bot had a better direction than Metaphor, or a better direction than Balatro, for example. It just doesn't make sense to me. But moving on from Astro Bot, it is weird, quote-unquote, shitting on Astro Bot right now because I do think it was a good game. I do think it deserved to be on this list. My personal opinion is it just shouldn't have won, but it's completely okay if you feel differently. Going into the best ongoing game, though, Helldivers 2 won this over Fortnite, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, as well as Destiny 2. And no, I don't think all of these other games deserve to win. I do think Helldivers 2 wasn't, at least in my eyes, the winner here. For some specific reasons. Number one, it lost a lot of players and has had a big trouble keeping players going back to that game. And on top of this, it has made, and that studio in general has made a ton of updates to the game where they're nerfing things. A lot of players that have actually found fun in the game that I believe overall ruined the game experience for a lot of people, and a lot of my friends specifically moved out of this game because of that. I will say though, their most recent update, although I haven't played it myself, apparently was very good and brought a lot of players back. But then you have games like Final Fantasy 14 who have been continuously increasing their player base for over a decade. Released an expansion this year in Dawntrail that, although didn't have the greatest story around, had the best dungeons and raids that they've ever had within that game. You have games like Fortnite, for example, who continue to integrate with pop culture in a way that we've never seen video games do ever, and completely changed how some other games like Call of Duty, for example, work with some of these other people or some of these other pop culture entities to integrate them into their game as well. On top of this, they're bringing back Fortnite OG. They just had a ballistic mode. They worked with Rocket League, had a Rocket League mode. They worked with Lego and had an entire like Valheim-like mode in the game. They have continuously brought banger updates to Fortnite, and although it's not a game I sit down and continuously play, they have done a great job of keeping this game the best it could possibly be and fresh as hell for the players who actually play this game on a daily basis. And you can see that in their player count continuously getting higher and higher, or at least maintaining their player account even through lows where the game isn't dropping substantial updates. And no, I don't think Diablo 4 or Destiny 2 should have won it over Helldivers, and I don't think Helldivers by any means is a dead game. I still think it's a really good game. I think it's a great game actually that completely astounded people when it first released. I just don't think in terms of ongoing support, it's been better than games like Fortnite or been better than games like Final Fantasy 14. Now, getting into the last controversial winner here, Fallout won the best adaptation over Like a Dragon, Tomb Raider, Arcane, and Knuckles. And yes, I said Fallout won best adaptation over Arcane. Arcane is the best video game adaptation hands down on this list. I liked the Fallout show. It was a very good 7 or 8. It did a lot of good things in terms of adapting that video game to the actual TV series. Yes. But it was not better than Arcane. Arcane is a borderline masterpiece. The animation is incredible. The characters are incredible. The mature story they're able to tell in a game or from a game that most people didn't even know had a story aligned to it is incredible. They've integrated this with the actual game of League of Legends as well, dropping different skins and things for that game that relate to the show. It's fantastic how they present these characters that we knew nothing about or we didn't even know they really had a story attached to them. How they presented those characters in this show are next to masterpiece levels. But it is what it is. I don't know how Fallout won this category. Arcane has not done this once, but actually done this twice with 2 different seasons, and I think it's probably one of the best adaptations, if not the best adaptation, maybe of all time. It's groundbreaking. But now, getting away from the drama in regards to the winners, I want to talk about the drama and controversy surrounding some of the reveals here, because there were some huge ones. And I want to talk about 2 specifically. The first one, I am actually making a second video on, but Elden Ring? Nightreign? A new Elden Ring? A new standalone co-op 3-person survival game in the Elden Ring universe? It's not a DLC. It's a full standalone experience. Now, I can't get into why I'm so damn excited for this game in this video specifically. That I will save for my reaction because I will go on forever, okay? But this game did have a lot of drama and controversy surrounding it, especially because people think Elden Ring, because they're reusing assets, because they saw the Nameless King and the Firekeeper in there as well, they think that they're reusing assets and trying to milk the Elden Ring, Dark Souls, entire Souls franchise in general. Listen, shut the hell up. Souls fans have been asking for a seamless co-op experience in this universe or in one of these games' universe for as long as I can remember. I have been begging to play a seamless co-op Elden Ring or a seamless co-op Souls game with my friends since I can remember, okay? And I understand, yes, you could have just put seamless co-op in Elden Ring or in Bloodborne or in Dark Souls. I get it. But we've never seen From Software, and they've never really created a side game to their main games. They've always been focused on Armored Core, been focused on Souls, been focused on Elden Ring and the DLC, on Bloodborne, Sekiro, etc. They've only dropped masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece, banger after banger after banger. They deserve our grace to do something different, and they deserve us to have faith in them that they are going to make another banger here because they haven't missed. From Software is the best in the business. It's From Software and Larian. 1A, 1A. There's no 1B. They're the best in the business. They're going to make this game, and hopefully it's going to be an absolute banger like all of their other games are. If this was Ubisoft and they said they were going to make a 3-person co-op survival Assassin's Creed, okay, let the hate and criticism fly. If this was Bethesda and they're now going to make Starfield a 3-person co-op survival game, let the hate fly. This is From Software. Just have faith. Just have faith. If the game's bad, we should all say the game's bad. But until then, have faith. Now, there's also another Naughty Dog game that was revealed here. This game is called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, and this game also has a lot of drama and controversy surrounding it, specifically because of what the main character looks like. It's not the most white, conventionally attractive female or this big jacked dude that's going to be the main character for this game, so a lot of people are kind of up in arms about it. I think the biggest issue right now with Naughty Dog is their last game, The Last of Us 2, just wasn't a great story. I don't think they implemented the story in a very good way or went in the direction a lot of people wanted. So we'll have to see in terms of the gameplay, the mechanics, the story, if this game's actually good. If it is good, I don't think anybody is going to care about what the main character looks like. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. If the game is good, people will play the game. If the game is bad, people won't play the game. There's going to be a crowd of people that aren't going to play the game specifically because of the main character. That's going to be the case in this day and age, but in my opinion, if the game is good, we should play the game and we should support the game, and people will enjoy the experience because of that. Now, for the last point of controversy, another reveal was The Witcher 4. And of course, people got mad because Ciri is going to be the main protagonist. And no, they're not getting mad because you don't play as Geralt anymore. They're getting mad because Ciri is a girl, and Ciri is older than she was in the previous games and doesn't look as hot and young as she did in the previous titles. Okay, listen, she's still hot. Okay, Ciri is a badass. Okay, I think everybody could have saw this coming. I specifically saw this coming. I called it way back in the day that Ciri was going to be the next main protagonist in the Witcher franchise. But nowadays, it seems impossible to be excited for a video game because within half the trailer coming out, there was already people online calling this game a woke piece of trash game and calling CD Projekt Red woke. Like, holy shit. Can we just be excited for a game ever? Can we just watch a trailer and be excited for it once ever, please? But that's all I really have to say about that one. I'm really excited for Witcher 4. I'm really excited for Elden Ring Nightreign. And there was also some other really cool reveals here as well, like the brand new RPG in 2025 that's set within the Game of Thrones universe. Borderlands 4, Outer Worlds 2, we even had Turok Origins, we had some reveals on Splitgate 2. All of this stuff is so damn cool to me. There were so many damn reveals in this entire show that I genuinely was not expecting. Even a new Mafia game. So overall, there's just, like I said, a ton of shit to be excited for here. I think 2025 is looking to be one of the best years for gaming we've at least had in a very long time, with all of the different games coming out that are huge releases in 2025. Of course, there's going to be some drama over the winners. Of course, there's going to be some drama over the reveals, but aside from this, I cannot be looking forward to 2025 more. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think about the winners or the new reveals down in the comments. I I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe for more content like this, and please like the video if you like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!